What do you get when you add video games and going really fast? Speedrunning. Speedrunning has gained popularity over the last decade and has led to some of the coolest gaming moments. Today I want to show you some of my favorite games to speedrun. Let's get started. I must also mention that there are different categories in speedrun, so when I say things like glitchless, that means a game is beaten without any use of game-breaking features or bugs. 100% means beating a game to completion, etc., etc. Alright, here we go. First up is Pokemon, a game that I never really knew could be speedrun, but there's multiple different ways to speedrun this game. There's things like 151, where you get all 151 Pokemon in the original game, and then if you go into the later series, there's more of those as well. But there's also glitched Pokemon runs, which I think are really cool. So those are where you break the game, that's where you save. There's this one part where if you land in a certain way, hit start right as you're about to enter a battle or something, or you're about to get hit by one of those people that's I want to battle you, that you pause it and then teleport or something like that. It breaks the game and allows you to get Mew and all this crazy stuff. It's really interesting. So for me, the older games like Blue and Red are my favorite ones to watch being speedrun, because for me, when I was a kid, I was it took me forever to beat these games, and then to watch people play them in an hour and get all the Pokemon and all that stuff, even if it takes breaking the game, it's super interesting to watch. So if you haven't watched any of those, go check them out. They're really cool to watch. FromSoft games are another game series that I like to watch speedrun. Now, if you've seen some of my Dark Souls videos that I played, where I played until I died, I'm not the biggest proponent of enjoying them myself. I just kind of get frustrated with how difficult they are, but that doesn't mean they're not enjoyable. So I enjoy them by watching other people play them very fast. These difficult games where it takes, lots of time and effort and building and understanding these boss fights that you have to do, whether it's Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Elden Ring, whatever it may be. It's super cool to watch these games get played, because something that is so difficult for me, and just to the point where I don't even want to play them, watching someone just come through and crush them, make them look easy, is so enjoyable. So definitely check out some FromSoft games. The Dark Souls ones are really fun, Bloodborne's good, and also Elden Ring has gotten some really cool stuff recently as one of the newer games from FromSoft. Blah, 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 blah. Super Mario 64 is a game from my childhood, and I'm sure many others, and I still play it today, but I can't play it like these people play it. There's different kinds of ways to play Mario 64. There's 0 star, 16 star, 70 star, 120 star, all this kind of stuff. There's a randomizer, which I saw recently on the latest GDQ Summer Games Done Quick, which was super cool to watch, where it was wherever he went, it was a random level. Even if he went into a certain painting, it was a random level. That was super cool to watch. Playing Super Mario takes a lot of skill to begin with, but to play it on the level that these guys play it and finish it as quickly as they do is super cool to watch. There's tons of people that play this. You can find just about anybody to watch play this game. It's super cool, super fun, and honestly, classic. You can't go wrong with watching someone just beat Mario 64 super fast. And there's a lot of glitches too that are super cool. If you watched the 0 star, the 16 star, there's a lot of game-breaking stuff, even in some of the other ones. And I'd be remiss to not mention the BLJ, the backwards long jump, which is just one of the coolest tricks to watch. So if you're into Mario in any way, or you really liked Mario 64, these are the kind of speedruns to watch. Alright, last Nintendo game, in a way, is Legend of Zelda. Now, this is a huge series. There's speedruns for just about every Zelda game. I take that back. There's a speedrun for every Zelda game. But there's ones that I enjoy more so than others, one of which is Ocarina of Time. Now, this game is just like Mario 64, just like Pokemon, just like the next series I'm going to mention, is a classic. There's so many games in this series, and Ocarina of Time has to be my favorite. So watching these speedruns from way back in the day to now, how they've developed and how they've become so broken, is just so interesting to me. You don't just play through the game normally. You can, but the way to experience these speedruns is to just watch someone completely break it. One of my favorite ways to watch it is through ZFG, who not only plays the game pretty quickly, but also breaks it in a lot of cool ways and plays lots of randomizers and stuff, which is really neat. So if you're looking for a Zelda game to get into Zelda speedrunning, Ocarina of Time's the way to go. You can also look at things like Wind Waker. That one's always a good one, as well as some of the other ones. Link to the Past is also a very good one. So if you're into Zelda and you want to get into speedrunning, or you're just interested to watch some speedruns, go with this. My final choice for speedruns to watch is the Final Fantasy series. I'm a huge JRPG guy, and Final Fantasy is, of course, just one of those series that if you like JRPGs, you know all about it. The difference between these speedruns compared to a lot of the other ones I've talked about is the amount of time that it takes to complete them. For example, Final Fantasy VII. It took me around 50 or 60 hours to beat it the first time when I was a kid, and even today, as an adult, I still take a long time to complete these games. So imagine my excitement when I watch someone beat Final Fantasy VII in less than 8 hours. That's insane, and to watch it is just so enjoyable. There's a run that I'm showing right now, which was from one of the GDQs, and it is them beating it in about 7.5 hours. But the whole time they're breaking down the story, which is super interesting because if you're like me, you thought you knew the story to Final Fantasy VII, but it turns out you didn't know as much as you think. So it's super interesting to watch. And I have to mention one of my favorite streamers from back in the day, Zero Kainos, who used to do 100% speedruns of Final Fantasy VII, 8, and 9, which was just super interesting to watch. He doesn't really stream anymore. I miss him. God bless him. But maybe he'll come back. So if you're into Final Fantasy, go find whatever Final Fantasy game you enjoy the most, and there's definitely a speedrun of it, and go check it out. They're great. I hope that this video maybe got you into speedrunning if you weren't already. Most of the footage that I've shown you is from these GDQ events, which are charity events where they raise a ton of money by getting together and speedrunning all kinds of different games over a week. So if you're interested in looking into speedrunning videos, this is a great place to start. Just search up Games Done Quick, and you can check out any of their speedrunning events that they have. Those are super cool to watch. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you. Let me know what your favorite speedrunning game is down below, and I'll see you next time. Subscribe. Bye.